Greetings everyone! On today's video, we'll be discussing on the research paper on body mass index and incidence of thyroid cancer in Korea, the Korean Cancer Prevention Study number 2. First and foremost, acknowledgement. This is written by Hyo Yong Shin, Yong Ho Ji, and Orin Cho. This video will be presented by 3 members. First and foremost, me, Ahmed Karnaim bin Jahat. Next, Liyana Amira binti Muhammad Rizwan. And lastly, Nur Isyami binti Muhammad Nazri. These are the contents for today's video. First and foremost, introduction, followed by materials and method, result, discussion, and then conclusion. Way of introduction. Prevalence of thyroid cancer has increased worldwide. Korea has the highest thyroid cancer incidence, especially for women. This study is to evaluate the correlation between the incidence of thyroid cancer and body mass index, or BMI, in Korea. Materials and method. The materials and method is approved by Institutional Review Board of Yonsei University. All study participants provided written consent after full explanation of the purpose and the nature of all procedures used in accordance with the Declaration of Helsinki. Study population. First and foremost, it's from a pool of 270,540 individuals, whereby there are 153,372 men and 117,142 women that had voluntarily undergone health examinations in 11 centers located in Seoul and Gyeonggi provinces in Korea from 1994 to 2012. 149,844 provided written consent and were followed prospectively, forming the cohort of participants in the Korea Cancer Prevention Study number 2. 156,836 blood samples were collected for study. Subjects excluded are under 20 or foreign, had been diagnosed with thyroid cancer or any other cancer, except non-melanoma skin cancer at baseline. After these exclusions, 141,157 subjects remained for the final analysis.
For the diagnosis of thyroid cancer, the data regarding the incidence of thyroid cancer were obtained from the records of the National Cancer Registry of Korea and from the hospitals where the participant had been treated. An incidence of thyroid cancer was considered to have occurred on the basis of positive report either from the National Cancer Registry or upon hospital admission every year. Hospital records of a histological cancer diagnosis were used by the Thyroid Cancer Code as C73 in the International Classification of Disease, 10 revision. If the lawful basis for cancer registration, the National Cancer Registry of Korea covers over 19% of new cancer cases in Korea.
For statistical analysis, subjects were divided into 4 groups according to BMI, which is less than 18.5, and then more than 18.5 and less than 33, and then the next one more than 33 and less than 35, and the last one more than 25. Current incidence rate per 100,000 person years was calculated in relation to person years and number of cases of thyroid cancer. Hazard ratios were calculated using the Cox proportional hazard model after adjusting for age, sex, smoking status, alcohol consumption, regular exercise, and TSH level. All statistical tests were two-sided, and statistical significance was determined as p less than 0.05, as statistical software version 9.2 was used for analysis.
For the results, out of the 141,157 participants, there are 1,546 persons, which is 629 men and 970 women, were newly diagnosed with thyroid cancer over a total of 747,660.20 person years, which means the follow-up period is 5.3 years. Among men, the numbers of thyroid cancer incidents by age were 20, 270, 230, 85, 19, and 5 cases respectively, and among women, the number of those by age were 89, 331, 295, 552, 45, and 5 cases respectively.
We discussed about prospective cohort study of large Korean population. Incidence of thyroid cancer was positively associated with high BMI in men and women who who are younger than 50 years old. The positive association between BMI and prevalence of thyroid cancer was observed in men and women of all age, and no correlation between BMI and thyroid cancer incidence was observed among Korean postmenopausal women. Insulin resistance is the major cause for the diabetes mellitus and metabolic syndrome, and obesity has been suggested as one of the possible biologic mechanisms. Inflammation is suggested to induce oncogenesis in thyroid from several experimental studies, and the fact that thyroid cancer development is higher in autoimmune thyroid disease support this theory. There are several limitations to our study. First, there was a selection bias, as the cohorts consist of people who visited health screening centers at the university hospital. Our study results consciously applied to general population and measurement area in checking body weight, and height at each center may have influence in calculation in BMI. Second, BMI level is known to change depending on the ratio of muscle mass to adiposity in our bodies. Therefore, the accuracy of obesity definition with criteria BMI can be attenuated and it affected to debate the study result. Third, the cases of thyroid cancer that occur during the first year included in the analysis may have had a minor effect on the association during carcinogenesis, which might have overestimated the cancer cases. And the last one, our study doesn't have information about aggressiveness and tumor size, which might be related with body mass.
For the conclusion, based on these results, we suggest that obese men and young women are better to be considered for the higher possibility of thyroid cancer development, and more efforts are needed to control the weight gain. Second, our findings also suggest that higher BMI is associated with thyroid cancer incidence, and this relationship was observed in men and women younger than 50 years old. That's all from us. Thank you for listening.